Pitfall is a new horror film that's in release. It's out limited release on VOD today. And let me just say this. If it's loosely based on the Pitfall game, which I played on the Atari 2600, it's very loosely based. Because it does involve someone falling into a pit and being skewered in the leg and then having to escape, trying to protect his friends in a movie that I can only describe as my least favorite genre of horror, and that's torture. It's torture porn. This is straight up like gory, like the sound effects are over the top. You meet a group of people that are going to camp in the woods. Of course, one gets separated, falls in a pit, and spends half the movie in the pit trying to protect his friends the best he can. I was so this movie, like, first of all, the filmmaking, okay, very well done.
Indie film, yeah.
Indie film. But I'll say, for my money, I don't know that. And I don't even know. I tried to do research. I don't know if this is based on the game. It doesn't have any real connection, no reference that I saw.
Were they collecting gold bars, silver bars, and diamond rings?
They were not.
Okay, then it's not based on
someone did fall in a pit, and the movie's called Pitfall. Not based on the game at all. This is my least favorite subgenre of horror, which is torture porn. It's gory and over the top gore and torture of every character in it, with a hooded figure and people doing killings. Look, as a guy who loves horror movies, this movie's not for me. What did you think, Alan?
Okay, so I started watching it yesterday, and you are right, torture porn, crazy. And so I stopped watching it after 20 minutes because it's just too much. And then also, look, if you're going to name your movie after a video game, I need to see the video game. I need to at least figure out why you are basing it off that video game. If I remember right, when I was at the arcade as a young lad playing Pitfall, what I was doing was I was grabbing vines and swinging across pits, swinging across crocodiles. You know, and as I said, you know, collecting gold bars, silver bars, diamond rings, money bags, and that was the game, and that's not in this movie. You know, I stopped watching because couldn't handle the gore, and then I realized that you were watching it, and so I'll let you review it. But it's not my movie. Not
well, it's as a fan of horror, I mean, it's very well made because I see movies at this budget level and this type. And the director, James Kondelik is his name. He's made other horror films like Chum, Help Me, and Lights Out. I remember Chum. Chum is well, he only wrote that. What am I saying? Anyways, it's one of those shark movies. In any case, I'm not a fan of this kind of horror movie. I prefer horror that is more psychological, less gory. And this is over the top gore, and it's done in a way where it's like it kind of relishes in the stabbings and I mean, a guy gets skewered. Yeah. He's at the bottom of a pit. But again, we're doing this review as a way to let you know this is not related to the game. This isn't a reboot, but I do think it is kind of lazy of people to take franchises like Winnie the Pooh and all these. We've seen these, hey, a franchise has become in the public domain. Let's do a horror movie reboot. Does it always have to be that? Does it always have to be that? So I can't recommend Pitfall.
I mean, it's definitely a marketing move. I mean, I think the movie was made, and then they realized, hey, it's kind of close to Pitfall. Let's try to. And I guess you don't have to pay for the license if it's just the title of the movie. So, you know, and you can by there imply that it's based on the game. You know, it's a marketing move, and I think, as I mentioned before, the fact that you try to connect it to the video game, you're putting yourself a couple steps back, because now we're wondering, what's this have to do with the video game?
Well,
and it's going to taint your opinion about it.
The marketing for the movie did not imply or suggest this was connected to the game.
I think there was a social media kind of.
Yeah. I assumed that because game movies are, movies based on games are popular, but this is one you can avoid. But if you do like this subgenre of torture porn, there was quite that genre really kind of evolved after 9/11. That became kind of a way to work out things in the American psyche. I think it's an old and tired genre, and the movie didn't really do anything new in that, but it's very well made for the horror film of its type.
I will say it's a good looking movie. I think it's competently made, and again, not my favorite subject matter in films.